tired of you acting like you speak for the people of the state of Indiana or the city of Indianapolis. You do not speak for me or anyone I know. Now listen, you two jerks. Jerks on the right.
I was getting down with my bad self.
Jerks
Hey,
on the right.
We're so prepared for this morning. I'm so prepared. You guys.
You guys, we gossiped the entire time we were supposed to be prepping for the show.
Yeah.
Literally every minute.
Not going to lie. Not prepared. It's going to be a great show. You guys, what's coming up today? I'll tell you what's coming up. Arlingtongate. It's exploding. And Kamala treats high schoolers like toddlers again. She was at a high school with Walz yesterday, wasn't she? Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Megyn Kelly rips Caitlin Collins, and I'm there for it. And the debate is still up in the air because there are apparently no adults anywhere in this country to be found. All that and so much more coming up on the show. Follow us on all the things at chicksontheright.com/links. You guys, click subscribe on this podcast. Tell your friends, tell your liberal friends. We can convert them. It's a lot of fun here. You can we will break them, have them come here, and then tell your conservative friends. I don't know why they're not listening to us. They should. They can put us in their pocket for later or whatever, but click subscribe. Do it.
Yeah, you know what helps too is if you're watching us on Facebook, could you share this right now? Like hit share and share it. That also helps.
Yeah.
So that would be great.
Totally.
You could do that. We're pretty excited today because we have a new sponsor to announce, which we'll get to in just a little bit. Very, very excited about it. And then, of course, tonight I have to take all the naps because the interview, the big interview, the pre-taped, likely highly edited interview of Kamala and her emotional support man interviewing with Dana Bash. That's airing tonight. I think it's
what
at
time?
9
Eastern?
Yeah, but maybe it's 8. Wouldn't that be amazing?
It got to be great if it was 7 Central because that would be bomb. Yeah.
I actually don't know for sure. I just know that I will be staying up for it because I'm going to be analyzing every single moment. Even though it's going to be super highly edited, I just feel like I wanna. You know what I mean?
It's going to be over edited.
Oh my God,
they've been
be ridiculous.
They've been working on it furiously. To really
nauseating. So that's happening. So make sure that you watch or don't. You can just tune in to our show tomorrow and we'll give you all the highlights. But yeah,
we'll take one for the team.
Happy to.
Yeah.
Happy to. We also have some thank yous to dole out from Venmos and other chats that we got yesterday. Nancy Sykes said, keep saying all the things.
All of them. Thank you, Nancy.
Marilyn Ayers said, good morning, beautiful chicks. Spencer should be your Indian correspondent interviewing Indian Americans about Kamala Harris.
He totally should. Okay. Yeah.
If you missed what we're talking about, you need to watch yesterday's show and watch Spencer's birthday message to Daisy because it's everything.
He's awesome.
Let's see. We also have a message from Stacy Smith, who said, bring back mental institutions. She was referring to the chick that freeze-dried her cat from yesterday's show. Brandy Bell said, yesterday you said voter registration among young Black women was up 175%. My For You page is full of young Black women leaving the Democrat Party or voting for the first time, and they're all voting for Trump. Yeah, I see those same things.
I do too.
But just think big picture for a minute. Recognize your algorithm wants you to see the things it wants you to see, and then think about the big picture, because probably you wouldn't want to imagine that Kamala gets huge crowds, and yet, alas, she gets them.
Maybe they'll cancel each other out.
Hope so. I hope there's the reason that those videos I think show up in our For You pages is because they're atypical. You know what I mean? They're an anomaly. That's listen, I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer. I'm just trying to keep some realism, because I do worry about it, and I don't want anybody getting complacent at all. Let's see. Who else do we have? Brandy again said, second Venmo, please read after the first. I own a mobile bar business, and one of my mobile bars is a Prosecco cart.
Oh my gosh.
She's yet.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing to have her at our Texas meet and greet.
That's what she said, that she would be honored to be at the Texas meet and greet event. You bring the Patriots, I'll bring the bubbly.
I love this. What a fantastic business.
Oh my God. That
Brandy.
Incredible.
We're going to call you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Incredible. We also have from... Oh, okay. So that was it. And then now we need to get into some new stuff because this guy I guess Gab received and then turned down an official request from the German government because the German government found a Gab account that was tweeting in German about a female German politician whose name is like Ricarda Lang, I think. And she is a very, very large woman.
Okay.
And so the German government sent a request to basically dox this account because you're not allowed to speak ill of the German politicians, especially if you are denigrating them and calling them fat. And this is like a for real thing. This is how crazy. There is no freedom of speech, overseas. This is the whole thing, talking about this Gab account. Here's what we want. We want the account ID. We want the register.
Oh my God.
All of it, their name, their date of birth. They're asking for all of this. Good on Gab for saying,
no,
we're not going to do that. And also, by the way, Ricarda Lang is fat. You can call her fat.
Yeah. I mean, she's unburdened by dieting. She is. She is
burdened by food.
She's burdened by calories is what she's burdened by. And I look at this. So what? It says, so what? Like,
oh my gosh,
it's like this, what this whole like squelching people and shutting them down and like criminalizing free speech is coming to America, you guys.
Totally. It is. I mean, we just saw Mark Zuckerberg, with the letter saying, hey, sorry that I allowed the government to just silence people on Facebook. I really shouldn't have done that. I wouldn't do it again. Are you sure about
that? Are you sure? Yeah.
And now we're finding out that one of the key people who was pressuring Facebook to remove content and to squelch users is now Kamala's deputy campaign manager.
Oh my God.
Guy by the name of, what is it? Rob Flaherty.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna, if Kamala wins, say goodbye to freedom of speech.
And
you count on it.
And Mock and I, we'll kind of joke about it, but we're not really joking. We say if Kamala wins, we probably got about 5 years of being able to do this.
Yeah.
Because, because they're slow. Government always works really slow. It's like a lot of bureaucracy. But I mean, they'll come after podcasts like this.
Oh, without question.
I'm convinced of it. You cannot convince me otherwise. They will.
It's really getting scary out there. But let's just break for a second to tell you our good news about our new sponsor. Because if you are a family, if you are a person, maybe you're a couple, and you like to know where your loved ones are at any given time, I have used this app for years. Life 360 is an app that helps you track where your family members that are in your circle are at any given time. And it makes it so handy. I cannot tell you how awesome it is, particularly when, like, for example, my husband picks me up at the airport. I know he'll wait in the car lot, right? And then I'll text him and I'll be like, okay, I'm ready. I got my bags. I can see when his car is coming to the curb that I am waiting at. And it helps because if it's super cold outside, I can wait inside until the very minute he pulls up to the curb. It's stuff like that. Or it's just tracking your kids and making sure that they're safe. The platinum version and the gold version of the Life 360 app also allows you to do cool things like see how fast your kids are driving at any given time.
Yes, you can see if they're speeding or not. Mm-hmm.
Right, which is a huge deal. The platinum version also offers roadside assistance. There's so many benefits. They also have like those tiles, which kind of work the same as air tags for your belongings. Like if you're always losing your keys, you can attach it to your keychain and you can. That is so you. Oh my God.
Where are my keys? Where are they?
What they need to do is figure out how to make one for your size purse so that it actually can show where in your purse it is.
I know, totally. I always have the biggest purses, you guys.
But it's an amazing app, and it has been so helpful. Like I can see when Jackson is at his dorm, for example, or where where he's going at any given time. It's just nice. It gives you such peace of mind, and it also has these place trackers. I'm not saying that right because I don't think they call them that, but they use something called places where you can mark a specific place like your house, so that when someone arrives at your house, you get a notification if you're not there.
Jackson is home. Yeah. Ron is home.
Jackson arrives safely at school or work or wherever.
Yep.
I love this app. I don't know what I would do without it. And now it is a sponsor of the show. You can visit life360.com or just download the app. And when you use code CHICKS, you'll get 1 month of the gold package for free. Plus you can get 15% off of all the tiles, their version of the AirTag things, which is so neat. So excited because like they came to us and I'm like, I already use you. I love you guys. So really, really excited that they're a new sponsor of the show and that we can bring them to you. So it's life360.com or just look them up on your app store, Life360. So excited.
Somebody called you a helicopter mom. We definitely stalk our kids. Both.
Oh my God.
We absolutely stalk our children. No shame in that at all. Mm-hmm. We stalk our grown kids too. I've got a 30-year-old and a 34-year-old. We stalk them as well. Mm-hmm.
I mean, and people are like, that's like privacy invasion, and that's you're psycho.
Yeah, we stalk them. I'm always going to stalk my kids.
Sounds like spying, says someone.
Sorry, not sorry. Yeah.
No, and here's the better part. My parents are also in this app.
Yeah.
So I know too, if you get the kind that has crash detection, if one of my parents got into an accident, I would get immediately notified about that.
And they're in Arizona. They are in Arizona.
Yeah.
So it's a wonderful app.
It's a safety thing. And my kid can use it to stalk us. It's not like it's a family thing. You all give each other permission to do this.
They do. Cause our 30-year-old will be like, why are you in so-and-so place? And we're like, are you watching us right now? Yeah. It's so great.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Love that app. Okay, so back to news. So we were talking about like just privacy, being able to speak, and the fact that this clown is now the deputy campaign manager for Kamala, who hates freedom of speech, apparently. So just beware, because that's the kind of crap that can come from the Western world overseas right here to our homeland, and it's terrifying. Like Russell Crowe said yesterday in that video played, we are the last beacon and we have got to hold on to our freedom of speech.
Yep. Amen.
Exciting news in the podcast world. Lex Fridman is going to have Donald Trump on, which will be amazeballs.
It really will. Yeah. And I some of the people that were responding to him on Twitter when he said, let me know if you have questions, topic suggestions. What he's really? Not, I hope he doesn't take any of the suggestions. Because there's so many dumb people that are like, you should ask him about so-and-so. I mean, it's just like, you may want to just ask your own questions, Lex. I think that's going to be,
it's going to be super interesting. Because if you've ever watched his podcast, they are long.
Yeah.
Like we're talking 3 to 4 hour long interviews. And so they'll get, and it's super intimate and dark, right? Like it's like how we were in Glenn Beck.
Yeah. Which Trump will love that. Yeah, I think he likes those more intimate conversations where he can really get down to the weeds and talk to somebody for a long period of time. He's good in those environments.
Yeah, I think it'll be a really, really good interview. I think it'll be a really good conversation. I feel like Lex Fridman does really well at bringing out the best of people, but also getting super intimate in terms of like what he finds out. He had a great interview with Jared Kushner, with Ivanka Trump, like all of the, he's talked to a lot of the families. So it's a thing. I don't know why, but we're getting an error on Rumble. I don't know what's going on, but we're not working on Rumble for some reason.
Come on, Rumble together.
All right. So that's going to happen. I don't know when, because this is all the information that Lex gave us. I'm sure he'll announce it when it happens, but it is going to happen. The other thing is that Kamala apparently posted on her Twitter account a letter that she received from a young lad named Tucker. And it was all about like how happy this Tucker kid is for her stance on gun violence. And so Tucker Carlson created a letter to him from Kamala.
I can't.
He was like, no, this kid's not going to use my name and get away with it. It's not happening. So
oh my God.
You should definitely look this up because it's obviously too small to read, but
yeah, we can't read it. It's funny. It's so funny.
And I think both are equally fake is the thing.
Yes. I mean, look at all the hearts on the eyes.
I know.
It's so great.
So great. Also, we got to get into some stuff that's happening with elections, not just the national one, but like, look at what's happening in Tulsa. So Republicans were just shut out of the mayor's race in Tulsa for the first time since 2009. Tulsa will have a Democrat mayor. And it's because they use this whole ranked choice voting kind of system where everybody, it's the top two candidates, no matter what the party, they're the ones that go into a runoff. And Democrats are smart about these things. And they only had two candidates. And there were like a zillion Republican ones, which of course split the vote among them instead of them deciding, okay, let's really just focus on this particular
this one Republican.
Vance.
Right.
Yeah.
The one Republican.
Because Democrats know how to do this and Republicans suck at it.
Right. And we can't, we can't agree on a candidate.
Right.
We can't, we're shitty at rally. We can't rally.
We can't. We cannot rally.
Right.
And then when we do rally, we do it in the dumbest ways. And we talked about this, like a month ago when it was looking like when we had that amazing sheriff who was running in the primary for Senate in Arizona against Kari Lake. And he would have been amazing and probably would have won in a landslide. And instead we had Kari Lake, who is super divisive. And she is a person, I mean, love her or not, she is not well loved by the broad base of Arizona. And so now it's looking really bad. We're going to lose this seat because there is a 15% swing right now. She is losing by 15 points in Arizona. It just makes me so mad.
Arizona is basically blue now. And you have to understand too, like there's some stats here, like Latinos make up 23.6% of eligible voters in the state. It's a third of residents in Maricopa County, which accounts for 60% of Arizona's vote. They're Latino or Hispanic. So, I mean, Mexican Americans made up the vast majority of that election demographic, and 66% voted for Biden compared to 33% for Trump back in the last election. So you got to take all that into consideration. And they look at this Rubin dude, and they're like, he's my guy. And so you have to find this is the thing. You have to be strategic about this.
Exactly.
And they weren't strategic when when we picked Kari Lake, they just weren't strategic, and it sucks.
And this is the kind of thing that, it worries me with Trump because he has a tendency to pick these kinds of very, very divisive characters who end up losing. And it's because they are so enormously loyal to him. And he loves loyalty, as we all know. And so he always goes to bat for these people to his own and the country's own detriment. And so this is just one example of that happening. And I know there's a lot of people going, Kari Lake is awesome. Okay, well,
she is as a human. I like her. I really like her as a person. We've interviewed her. I like her a lot. I just don't think she's not going to win.
She's not
this.
the right person. She's going to lose the Senate seat for us. And that really, really sucks.
Right.
I hope I'm wrong. Like, I would love for this poll to be completely inaccurate. I would love that. And I will be happy to eat every single speck of crow if she somehow pulls this out. But yeah, it's yikes.
Yeah. I just think Arizona in general is just, it's turning blue, and that's devastating.
Yeah. Somebody is saying that I'm pronouncing divisive wrong, that it's divisive. And I just disagree. I think that there's two ways to pronounce it, because there's like division and there's also divide. So like, I feel like you can take your pick.
Tomato. What are we doing? What are we doing right now?
I don't know. That happened to catch my eye, and I was just like, okay.
All right.
All right. Then there was also bad news when it came to the most recent Fox swing state poll. So Guy Benson tweeted this out, and he said, across the Sun Belt, Trump was leading Biden relatively comfortably. The race has now changed. It's very tight across all 4 states. We're talking Arizona, Georgia, Nevada, North Carolina, all margin of error, with Harris slightly ahead in 3 out of 4, which just pains me about Georgia. Like, what is even happening?
Yeah.
I cannot.
They're just deranged there right now. I don't understand how this can even be a thing. I don't get it. And I think a lot of these people are voting, well, one, based on identity politics, because that's what it's all about for Democrats. That's what it's all about. That and the fact that they're just like anybody but Orange Man. They don't care who they're voting for. They don't care that the country is a dumpster fire. They just don't care. They're just like anybody but him, which is so stupid.
I know it really is. There's also though some hope. So I didn't want to leave everybody like with this Debbie Downer attitude, because Mark Halperin, who's I think on Newsmax, if I'm not mistaken, he has more intel, I guess, about like different internal polling stats. And here he is to sort of shed some positivity right here.
There's some public polling already. There's more coming, and there's some private polling that suggests that nationally in the battleground states, she's not ahead. She might be ahead on paper, but well within the margin of error. And there's some battleground states now where I think Donald Trump's on this trajectory is going to be ahead. And it may be, regardless of what happens in the interview and regardless what happens in the debate, it may be that by the middle of September, when things have calmed down, when the Trump campaign have had time to prey on some of the weaknesses that I suggested, that he's ahead in all the Sun Belt states and ahead in Pennsylvania and competitive in Michigan and Wisconsin, which would be roughly where Joe Biden was before the debate, with a single path to 270 electoral votes, the 3 Great Lakes states and Nebraska too. And that'd be a scary position for the Democratic Party to be in from mid-September through Election Day.
So
yeah. Especially considering that she's never done a damn interview. And so we got to see that tonight, even though it's going to be edited like crazy. And then there's also a debate, or maybe more debate.
Maybe. This is the thing. And we'll get into that, because there's still a little bit of question about whether this is going to happen.
Yeah,
it's making me crazy.
Listen, if it doesn't happen, that's on her.
Yeah, I know.
Because he's agreed to 3 and she's scared and she wants to sit down like a girl, and then she wants to have a cheat sheet. And so she's changing the rules she's scared. She's completely chicken to do this. So if there is no debate, that'll look poorly. She's going to look like she's scared. It's going to reflect poorly on her.
I think you're right. But we'll get to some videos later where they even talk to her, one of her like campaign spokespeople or whatever, and he cannot just give a straight answer about whether she's going to show up, because now the remaining issue is the open mic situation.
Yeah,
and we'll get into all of
that
a bit. I know, it's so stupid. But wanted to tell you and remind everybody about one of our other news sponsors, HomeChef.com/Chicks18. The 18 is very important. HomeChef.com/Chicks18. So we've been making these meals all week, and I'm telling you guys, I feel like I'm eating at a restaurant. When we sit down to actually eat what we've prepared, they are so freaking. So last night we had like the Sicilian pork rigatoni. When I tell you that it tastes like you are at an Italian restaurant, I am not lying. And the fun thing is that Ron and I are cooking together. So like he's frying up some meat, I'm making all the the seasoning stuff, and it's been really fun actually to make.
You
these
guys
things
are
together.
Such empty nesters now.
I know,
cute.
right?
I know, it's so cute.
We totally are. So they're great meals for if you like cooking but just want only the amount of ingredients that you need. You don't want to buy like all the stuff that you're not going to use most of the time. They're great for that. They're also great if you like the easy way. If you just want to throw something in an oven, they've got those kinds of meals too. They've got microwave stuff if you really want to go easy.
That's me. Yeah, that's more me. Although I did have like trout with green beans. I had that. It was really, really good.
Ooh.
It was really good. Their food is excellent, you guys.
And the meat, I mean, the portion sizes are very, very
huge.
generous.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
I've been so pleased with it. And the fact that you can, you sign up for the program and you can decide, I want 1 meal a week, I want 5 meals a week, I want lunches, I want breakfast, or I don't. And then you can switch it up as often as you want. You can skip weeks if you don't want to. You can skip entire months if you don't want to get stuff routinely. Everything is so easy. And I've just been delighted. Plus you get the cool notebook, right? Where they give you not only the picture of what your meal is gonna look like,
but your whole recipe, everything.
The whole recipe, and like the most detailed instructions on the back, like all the how-tos with pictures. Like you cannot mess this up. You can't. It's impossible.
Yeah. So if I don't mess it up, then nobody, you guys.
Exactly. I can vouch. She does not like to do that.
I don't like the kitchen. The only reason I have a kitchen is because it came with my house.
That's right.
It's true.
So if you want to try 18 free meals plus get free dessert for life and free shipping on your first box, just go to homechef.com/chicks18, chicks18, homechef.com/chicks18. It's phenomenal. All right. The Arlington Cemetery visit by Trump with the Gold Star families on the anniversary of the 13 service members dying in Afghanistan because of Biden and Harris's ridiculous, disastrous withdrawal. It is exploding into an actual gate. It is now like Arlingtongate.
Like, why are we still? Why?
So stupid.
Why are we still talking about this? We shouldn't even still be talking about this.
I can't believe it either, but the amount of chitter chatter, and we're going to go through it because this is so freaking stupid, but leave it to MSNBC when they report on the story to make it sound like Trump is some sort of monster.
The Trump campaign attended this event on Monday. It was to the anniversary of the death of some American service members in Afghanistan as part of the evacuation effort there 3 years ago. They're trying to make that a major problem for the Biden-Harris administration in the context of this campaign. But I know a lot of military veterans were very uncomfortable with the idea that Trump was there at all, and that, he even at one point posed for a photograph with family members with a big smile and thumbs up on their face. Now, we should note some of the family members were doing the same, but that's their right. Donald Trump, it's seemingly very strange that he would do the same.
Oh my God.
And some of these veterans were sort of just aghast that even in any way, shape, or form, Arlington National Cemetery, arguably the most sacred place in our country, was being used as a backdrop for a political purpose.
Oh my God.
Jonathan, I looked at the same pictures that you're alluding to now and describing at Arlington, taken with the former president, and the thought rolled immediately through my mind: is nothing sacred?
Oh my God!
That is sacred ground. And the idea that any candidate of any party would use, intentionally or unintentionally, use that sacred ground as a prop for a political campaign is beyond condemnation.
You know what's beyond condemnation? Is that Joe Biden was on a freaking beach.
Yep.
What's beyond condemnation is that this happened to begin with on Biden's watch and Kamala's watch, who's running for president now. That's beyond condemnation. Neither one of those jackholes was even there.
Well, they were very busy. Very, very busy.
What is wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people?
It's absolutely incredible, considering that Donald Trump was invited there at the behest of the Gold Star families.
Oh my God.
So there was this photo that they released. They not only wanted him there, they wanted the entire thing documented because they considered that those were going to be memories that they wanted to capture and cherish forever. They said that they were deeply grateful to the president for taking the time to honor their kids and to stand alongside them in their grief. That is what they wanted. And that's the end of the story, in my view. Like,
yeah, it is.
They're the only people that matter.
Yeah. And then MSNBC has the audacity to be like, they didn't want him there. How dare he give a thumbs up with the families? These people are mental.
They're totally mental. So then there was this talk about how there was an altercation with someone that like worked at the cemetery and one of Trump's team people. And so there's a lot of rigmarole about this too that we're going to get into. But first, General Kellogg was on with Bret Baier. He was there, and here is what he said. I'm just so mad about all of this. I can't believe it.
We all should be.
Former President Trump at Arlington National Cemetery. That was the 3-year anniversary of the death of the service members at Abbey Gate.
Right.
Some critics of the former president said it was a political move.
Oh my God.
NPR had this story. 2 members of Donald Trump's campaign staff had a verbal and physical altercation with an official at the cemetery where the former president participated in the wreath-laying ceremony, saying that the official tried to prevent Trump staffers from filming or photographing in a section called Section 60. You were there with the former president, right there. What happened? What did you see?
Well, I didn't see anything because I never saw the dust up, and I was very close to the president, and I was close to the families as well. I mean, it was like from me to you, and for most of them. And the families wanted things to be photographed, and they invited the president there. Members of Congress invited the president there as well. And I think Kamala Harris missed a huge opportunity. Look, I go back to the dignified transfers that I used to go to with the president and vice president, and you go and you meet the families, and this is honoring the families. And I think they're taking the eye off the ball of what they're talking about on a dust-up, which nobody really saw, because the families wanted these photographs. I mean, when the president when he went to Area 60, where the Afghan and Iraq war veterans are buried, those that were deceased, the families, after he laid the flowers, the families wanted pictures around the headstones and the grave sites. And I saw him do a FaceTime call with a young soldier that had been killed as well. And the families liked that. They just wanted it for their memory books. And this is one that's distracting from what should be the fact that President Trump went to Arlington National Cemetery. He honored them. And when Americans fall in battle, we should honor them. And the fact that Kamala Harris and Biden weren't there or didn't say very much about it and just put a press release out, I think is a huge mistake.
You understand the sensitivity of the critics who say, or the people at the cemetery who say, they just don't want politics being a part of that. Obviously, he's honoring the families, but that issue is a political issue.
Well, of course it's a political issue, but you see it. But this is one of those, it should cross all political lines. The fact is that he went. They died under Harris's and Biden's watch. And she's the one who said she was the last one in the room when the decision was made on Afghanistan in the withdrawal. It wasn't President Trump. And so because of those 13 great Americans died at Abbey Gate that day, 3 years ago from Monday, I think she should have at least had the decency and the honor to say, I honor those Americans who fell. And she
But you didn't see anything?
I saw nothing.
Okay.
Well, she has no decency or honor. And I mean, the bottom line is, I think it's obvious to anybody with a set of eyes. We can see what's happening here. They want to forget all of this. They want to forget those 13 awesome service members. They want to forget them. They want to pretend that they never existed because that's on them. And Trump doesn't want to do that. And the family members don't want to do that. The family members want pictures. They want video. They want people to say their names. That's what they want. And Trump is willing to do that. Of course he wants to do that. And if he were president, it wouldn't have happened.
Well, and we'll probably hear it in some of the other videos that we have, but like some of the news stations are saying this is illegal. Like what it breaks the rules of the cemetery. But they cite the rule as being you can't do political things and be photographed doing these. Trump literally just attended. He didn't give a campaign speech. He wasn't talking about the election. He was there to honor the fallen.
Right.
And so anybody who's trying to say they broke a rule about like engaging in politics, I'm sorry, but he's a physical human. So when he shows up, that doesn't just automatically make the event political.
Right. He's also an American citizen. Like if you and I showed up to do that, would it still be illegal? I mean, these people are reprehensible. They're gonna pick at whatever they can pick at, and they're gonna, whatever he does, they're gonna say they're gonna probably try to throw him in jail for it. Seriously, there's probably going to be another,
because they probably
honestly they're probably going to throw another indictment at him for this. I mean, it's ridiculous at this point. Democrats are just gross.
They're
at
vile.
This point. They're completely vile. It's like, just stop it. Stop it. Let the families have their day. With just to honor their kids.
Yeah.
My God.
Because the people responsible for their deaths won't.
Yes.
So for crying out loud, why
just
are you trying to rip on the person that they wanted to have there?
I know. And can you imagine the families have like that now they are in a position where they have to defend this.
Right.
It is only 3 years away from when they lost their family members. Can you just shut up, mainstream media, and let them just honor their kids? My God, I hate these people. I hate them. I just do.
The answer to that question is no, they cannot. And Jim Acosta had on a guest to talk about this as well.
Yeah, I saw the breaking news this morning about this, the story that came out. It's important that, a report was filed. I think it should be investigated. We should find out. During my tenure as Secretary of the Army, I was kind of the so-called custodian of Arlington Cemetery, since the Army has responsibility for it. And there is no more hallowed ground in this nation than Arlington Cemetery, where we've been burying our heroes, our veterans, since the Civil War. Right. So, look, I think bottom line, the principle is that no person or party either side should ever use Arlington National Cemetery or any of our cemeteries or battlefields for partisan political purposes and or break the so-called rules. We need to maintain its prominence, its importance, its sacredness to the American people and certainly to the veterans. So I'm anxious to see what comes out of this.
Oh my God. How about you suck it, Mark? Yeah, it's like, oh, let's get the DOJ on this to investigate it. Come on, let's go. Oh my God.
I'm sure there's an indictment in here somewhere.
I know. Let's get him. We really got him this time, you guys. We got him. My God.
Oh my gosh. Katie Pavlich tweeted that U.S. Army vet Lucas O'Hara, who was at Arlington on Monday honoring those killed at Abbey Gate, saw what happened. He said, I witnessed over 75 wreath-laying ceremonies performed by politicians and conducted 524 funerals in this cemetery during the time I served in the Presidential Honor Guard for 3 years. What I got to witness yesterday was the most respectful and solemn ceremony I have seen. There were no speeches, no angles, no weird photo ops, just our elected officials and the 45th president respectfully and solemnly honoring the fallen and their families.
So take all the seats, Mark and Jim.
God,
these people, I just can't. I can't with them. I mean, they're crazy. These people are crazy and rabid, and they just need to stop. They need to stop.
JD Vance had some trouble holding back his feelings about all of this as well. Here he is. Right here.
But to have those 13 Americans lose their lives and not fire a single person is disgraceful. Kamala Harris is disgraceful. We're going to talk about a story out of those 13 brave, innocent Americans who lost their lives. It's that Kamala Harris is so asleep at the wheel that she won't even do an investigation into what happened. And she wants to yell at Donald Trump because he showed up. She can go to hell.
Yeah, she can go to hell.
Yeah,
right. Get her. I mean, he's right. He's absolutely 150% correct. He speaks for me. He speaks for me.
And that's absolutely where she can go. I cannot believe that this is even a thing. I can't
either.
Even like when we were pulling together this montage this morning, it's just like, this is a top story. What is even happening?
I can't either. I can't believe we even have to talk about this. These people are insane.
But there is the question about the altercation. And because you heard General Kellogg say he didn't even see anything, but there's also a spokesman from the Trump team who's saying there was like shoving and it's ridiculous that this cemetery person was trying to prevent our cameras, whatever. Like there clearly was some sort of altercation. And there's mystery around it. Here's a little bit more of all the details about what happened from CNN.
Yeah, Aaron, what you heard from Senator Vance there echoes the very sharp pushback we've seen from Trump officials over the course of the last several days. And an event, or at least an incident, that nobody actually saw outside of the people involved in it. Here's why. The former president was invited by family members of some of those killed, some of the 13 U.S. service members that were killed at Abbey Gate. It was the 3-year anniversary of that. He had 2 real stops during this visit. You're looking at one of them right now, laying 2 wreaths at the tomb of the unknown soldier. That is an area where photographers, the press pool was actually there, could see it, could photograph, could film, as you're seeing on the screen right now. After that, Trump had a private meeting with some of the family members of those service members and then went to Section 60, where veterans of recent conflicts are buried with some of those families. It is there where it was made clear to the Trump team that there is not the idea of photography or any type of video was not allowed. In fact, it's against federal law to do any election-related activities at a military burial ground.
Here we go.
That is apparently where the dispute actually occurred. Now, the Trump team has pushed back very hard, saying there was no physical altercation. And the former president put out a statement from some of those family members that said, quote, "We had given our approval for President Trump's official videographer and photographer to attend the event, ensuring these sacred moments of remembrance were respectfully captured and so we can cherish these memories forever. Now, that doesn't mean that they supersede the federal law that exists, which is at the heart of this dispute. Chris LaCivita, the co-chair of the co-campaign manager of the Trump campaign, put out a much sharper statement saying for a despicable individual to physically prevent President Trump's team from accompanying him to this solemn event is a disgrace and does not deserve to represent the hallowed grounds of Arlington National Cemetery. The cemetery officials themselves have not gone beyond an initial statement saying only there was an incident and a report was filed. They are not trying to identify the individual or go much further than that. Clearly, they don't want this to become a big thing. It is starting to become a big thing, particularly on the campaign trail, Aaron.
Yeah, right. Oh, it's a big thing. I mean, the fact that we're spending this much time on it.
It's just, I can't believe this. We are living in an upside down world. And it's because these people.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say it's because these people have such extreme TDS. That's what it is. It's all, that's the core of all of this.
Sometimes I think that Chris LaCivita person is not particularly helpful, even though he's a major part of the campaign. Like for him to release a statement about this incident, which some people are like, I didn't even see anything. And then he's blowing it up like, oh my God, it's a disgrace for them to be pushing us around. And then there was a report filed. But now, according to Maggie Haberman, the person who was involved in the altercation, whatever it was, doesn't want to be named because she's afraid, or he's afraid. I don't even know. Maybe I'm saying she because they're referring to her as she. I'm not sure where I got that. But anyway, the person is afraid of the Trump campaign retaliating against them. And there's apparently video of this altercation, which I don't know if we're ever going to see. Here's more on that.
Because Trump's team is suggesting that they actually have video to prove what they say happened. Right. Why not release it?
I'd like them to. I hope they would release it. They should release it. They have videos suggesting this shows that the confrontation is not as described. They've claimed that they had permission to be there. There is nothing to support that. I want to add one other note, Pam, that was important from our story tonight, which is that we had reporting that the official in question at Arlington Cemetery, she had filed a report, but then she declined to press charges, and military officials said that she was afraid that she was going to be retaliated against by Trump supporters. It's worth noting that the Trump campaign targeted her, suggesting she was having a mental health episode.
Well, Trump, for his part, also went on a reposting spree today.
I mean, don't they all have mental health episodes like every day? They're all like seriously, let's just get real. We're all friends here. They're all mental.
I mean, this story, Scott Jennings, of course, he's kind of where we are. Like, he just cannot even believe that this is a thing.
Freaking dumb.
Here he is, just ranting.
The way Biden and Harris have treated these families and ignored them and disrespected them after one of the most disastrous decisions that they made in this White House, to me, is the most despicable part of this. And look, there's a lot of opinions about this, and everybody's got comments, but the only opinion I really care about are the families in question. And they said, as J.D. Vance reported, we had given our approval for Trump's official videographer and photographer to attend. We cherish these memories forever. We're deeply grateful for the president for taking the time to honor our children and for standing alongside us in our grief. I mean, they put out a long statement saying they could not have been happier to have Donald Trump there at Arlington with them.
Right.
And he's given them more than the time of day. And Joe Biden and Kamala Harris can't even do that.
Scott,
only people who are so craven about this could try to turn something positive, which is Donald Trump spending time with Gold Star families, into some political garbage attack. That's what I think. The only people who matter are Gold Star families. They invited Trump. He went, and they're happy he was there. And if that's not good enough for the Democrats, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, they can all go to hell. They can all go to hell straight there.
One of them.
Yeah, I mean, this is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. And you know what? Biden got on a stage and said, no service members died under my watch.
God.
For that alone, he can go to hell.
Oh, my God. Couple of great tweets about this. Stephen Miller said Trump was at Arlington Cemetery at the request and invite of Gold Star families. Harris released a press statement and Joe Biden was on a beach, and the media has decided that Trump is the problem in all of this.
Yeah, of course they did, because Trump is the problem for their hangnails. I mean, like, they wake up in the morning, they go, I got hemorrhoids. Oh, it's Trump's fault. Trump. I mean, these people are lunatics.
Insane. Absolutely insane. And Jimmy Fallon, of course, also weighing in, which is the best tweet ever, saying, I want to live in an America where the media is madder at the president who got 13 service members killed than the president who shows up to mourn them.
Exactly. I
cannot say it better than that.
What side are you on, man? I'm on the side of like people who are not mentally insane. Good Lord.
Wow. All right. So that's that big story that shouldn't even be a story, but that's that big story. So now we get into this whole debate thing. It's supposed to happen September 10th. It seems like it's going to happen, but there's still a question about the mics. Kamala really wants hot mics. And honestly, if you've heard Trump talk about this, aside from his official team, he does too. Like, he's liked having open mics in the past, but the team is pushing back saying, no. We agreed to having closed mics, to having muted mics when the other person is speaking, because that's how the whole debate with Biden was going to be. And that's what we agreed to. And that's what's happening, period. So there's pushback from the Trump team, but not necessarily Trump himself. And so I don't know how this is all going to shake out. As a reminder, here is why Kamala wants open mics, because she thinks this makes her look really good.
No, but Susan, this is important. Susan, I want to add, Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
I'm speaking.
God, I hate her.
Yeah, you have 15 more seconds, and then we'll give the Vice President a chance to.
Joe Biden has been very clear. He will not raise taxes on anybody who makes less than $400,000 a year.
Okay, that's a lie.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
Oh my God.
I'm speaking.
It'd be important if you said the truth. Is he only going to repeal part of the Trump tax cuts?
If you don't mind letting me finish, we can then have a conversation, okay?
Please.
Okay. Let's talk about the fact. Yeah, I'm about to.
Oh my God. I cannot stand her.
You know that Doug and the kids hear that shit every day. Like, seriously, can you imagine living with this woman?
Terrified. He's terrified of her.
Oh, Doug is like, oh yeah, Doug, his balls are in a jar in a nightstand somewhere. Seriously, but you know this woman's, I'm speaking. Kids, I'm speaking. I am not done. I'm speaking every day. I mean, oh my God. So that is the most annoying.
It's so interesting because to me, this is exactly the moment where she became so intensely detested by so many people in the country. Mm-hmm. She thinks it makes her look good. And now it probably would. Like, if you show this to her supporters today, they're going to be like, oh my God, she's such a badass. Yeah. But back then, when everyone was more normal, everyone saw her as a complete bitch. Because that's what she is. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy to me.
Well, she's an incompetent bitch.
Yeah.
She's
awful.
She really had nothing of substance to say during that entire debate. But you know, she would just say, I'm speaking. Okay, well then say something.
Say something that's not a lie.
Right.
Try that. So the CNN panel who showed this clip just yesterday or the day before then reacted to it. Here's part of that.
No, look, I mean, they are counting on the debates being a kind of catharsis for Democrats to redeem what happened in the last debate. And there are lots of women and I think lots of Democratic voters who are dying to see this matchup and who know exactly what this will be and that she has proven over and over again. I mean, you saw the videos during the DNC, the videos playing the clips of her grilling people from the Senate chamber. I mean, this is what she's known for as a prosecutor. And there are a lot of supporters who want to see her prosecute the case against him live and know that he's incredibly vulnerable in an environment where she knows how to poke the bear. And that is what the campaign's been doing with social media. They've been continuously poking the bear.
That's half of it. Of course, they want to see her attack Donald Trump. But what I think they ought to be less anxious for is for her to have to answer questions about her own record. And that's the purpose of the debate. You don't get to sit there and pummel the other person for 90 minutes. You also have to answer questions. And she's got a bunch of them.
That chick was like, true. Oh shit, true. That's right, because she's not just an attorney, and she's not just that's right. She's been vice president. She's been vice president the past 4 years, lady. She has, and
she's currently in charge.
Yeah, she's currently in charge of all the things that she says she's not in charge of, and they totally ignored that during the whole convention that we saw last week. They acted as
a prosecutor there.
Right. She was just a senator there. She was the senator that grilled Kavanaugh, and they showed that video. And oh my God, she's such a badass. She's the vice president. Everything's on fire and it's her fault.
So the question remains, this open mic issue is still outstanding. So I don't know if it's 100% that this debate is happening. One of the CNN guys tried to press her spokesman about this. You tell me if you think there's a straight answer here, because I'm not seeing it.
This debate on September 10th on ABC, what rules has the Harris-Walz campaign agreed to?
Yeah, listen, I think both candidates here have agreed to the exact same rules, right? We're going to have a 90-minute debate. Both candidates have said that they are comfortable with live unmuted microphones for the duration of the debate that allows for the free flow and exchange of ideas between the two candidates. I understand that Donald Trump's team of handlers is now attempting to overrule him, but insofar as the candidates themselves, we're in total alignment that this should be a 90-minute debate with live microphones. And so that's what we look forward to.
I'm just trying to understand where we are right now, because yesterday the Trump campaign very clearly put out a statement, said they agreed to the same rules as took place in the June debate between President Biden and Donald Trump, where there were muted microphones. Have you not agreed to muted microphones?
I think we've made pretty clear our preference, along with Donald Trump himself, is for unmuted microphones. I think the question that you'd have to ask is to Donald Trump and his team, are they in agreement between themselves on how we should approach this debate? Because we are in agreement with Donald Trump that these should be live and unmuted microphones.
If they're muted, will she go?
Yeah, listen, we fully intend to debate. We are going to be there. The question is, will Donald Trump commit to the terms that he's publicly agreed to, or will he let his team overrule him? So I guess we'll see if and when he shows up on September 10th, which decision he has made.
I love how he says, we fully intend to debate. Did you hear that? Did you catch that? Am I the only person that I caught that? Because it's a team effort.
She'll probably have Governor Walz there with her, like just on a leash.
Her emotional support animal next to her. We fully intend to debate, because they have literally been locking her in rooms and prepping her for this, because she's scared to death to debate him. She's just scared to death of this. And they think she's like this total badass. She is pathetic and weak, and she's freaking out right now.
So is it happening or not? And is it going to be open mics or not?
Listen, I just think all of this is so stupid. All these rules. Donald Trump doesn't need rules. He doesn't need rules. He could walk into a room. He could do it today. He could do it in 5 minutes. He could walk out and he could debate this chick. It doesn't matter. He doesn't need any rules. That's the thing, is he's going to then, and because of that, because of who he is as a person, he will end up agreeing to open mics, because he's going to want to look like, I'll do whatever. I don't give a shit. And that it sucks, because the agreement was muted mics, which I think is better, honestly, for everybody, including the audience. And so I just... The question to him was, is she going to show up if the mics are not open? And he will not answer that question. She has to show up. She has to. I look back on like debates from the before times, and we didn't have to have all of these ridiculous rules. And it's because she's so scared. Can people not see that? She's so scared to even debate him to begin with. And conversely, you've got Donald Trump, who's like, put him up. Like, I'll come out there right now. We'll do it today, right now. You want to go? Let's go.
So what do you think the conversations between him and his team are right now? Because the team is coming out saying, nope, you guys agreed to close mics. That's what we're doing, period, the end. And then Trump is like, no, I'll do open mics, whatever, bring it. You know what I mean? So like, how are they going to reel him in? Are they going to reel him in? Is there going to be a debate?
You can never reel Trump in. You probably think you can reel him in. There's no reeling that man in. He is who he is, But she, again, chicken.
Totally. JD Vance was asked at that rally that you saw a clip of earlier, where his teleprompter is. And I loved his answer. This is a super quick one, but watch.
I don't need a teleprompter. I've actually got thoughts in my head, unlike Kamala Harris.
True. He's 100% correct.
I love that.
Yeah, and he can tell. And if you ask him what his policies are, he can tell you.
Yeah, he can rattle them off, man.
What a concept. He doesn't need a crib sheet. He can tell you what his policies are. Oh my God. Crazy as that.
And speaking of policies, that's exactly what Trump will need to focus on during a debate if it happens, because there are so many things he can get Kamala on. For example, she owns this latest bit of news about our tax dollars, and specifically 239 million of them, they were accidentally given to the Taliban in humanitarian aid. What? How did that happen? Oh, wait, before we get to that, she also has to answer for this.
Everyone have to drive electric cars?
Well, by my plan, by 2045, we will have basically zero emission vehicles only, 100%.
She's going to have to answer for that.
Yeah,
because she's now saying, "Oh yeah, no, I never said
I don't
that."
know. I didn't say that. I didn't say that out of my pie hole. That didn't come. You said it. Mm-hmm.
But here's the news on this Taliban, this accident. This is just like a balance sheet. Oh, whoopsie. I didn't carry the one or something like that. This actually happened.
Oh my God.
A new U.S. report has revealed that the United States State Department might have accidentally funneled as many as about $239 million to the Taliban since 2021.
Oh my God. You guys, if I don't pay $6 to the IRS, I go to jail. I go to jail.
So funny that you said that, because I literally got a bill from the IRS for $6.60 because
you did not.
I swear to God, I got this bill and I paid it because I'm like, I'm not.
You're like, I'm going to go to jail. I'm going to go to jail if I don't pay the $6. That's what the government does, and they mishandled $239 million of our freaking hard-earned money. That's what, and nothing happens. No one gets fired. No one. In fact, we had to pay for their retirements. Oh my God. I'm out. And this is why people drink.
Right?
I can't.
Oh my God.
You can't. The government. This is the government.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. And then she also needs to answer for this ridiculous capital gains tax that she is proposing. And one of her spokespeople, surrogates or whatever, went on CNBC to try to defend it. It did not go well for him.
Unrealized gains, taxing unrealized gains just doesn't seem fair in any sense of the word. In the very best sense, if you are taxing unrealized gains, all you're doing is pulling forward the taxes that would be paid later when someone actually sells the stock.
I think that this reaction to unrealized gains is a little funny, given that I bet that the majority of people watching right now are already paying a tax on unrealized gains. It's called a property tax. When the value of your home goes up,
it's a use tax.
When the value of your home goes up, you pay higher taxes even if you don't sell your home.
Your value of your home never moves the way a stock moves, the way something else moves.
That's always the go-to answer.
It's also, property tax is a use tax. You're paying for the schools, you're paying for emergency services. Those are things that make absolute sense.
And sure, and all the revenue that comes in from these unrealized gains taxes and the other taxes in the Harris plan are going to go to creating what she calls more opportunity. It's to make sure that every newborn born in this country gets $6,000.
So much opportunity.
Well, look, you're arguing that this is some sort of foreign concept that's completely unknown in the U.S. tax code.
It's probably unconstitutional. It's probably, and it was never in anyone's intent to tax.
It's not an income tax,
and it's never going to happen. Probably.
Again, I'd like to point out that we fought a revolution over a tea tax. Just want to point that out. And now we're all like, that's fine. I'll just bend over. You guys can give. I'd like to go back to the Taliban thing real quick. How does that even happen? Because you have to, it's not like, you have to have some sort of a bank account number for them, or you have to have like a Venmo account to the Taliban in order
Taliban.
Right. In order for the money to be transferred to them. It's not, you have already sent them money for $239 million to go to the Taliban. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't just happen like accidentally unless you've already given money to them before. It's not like they just, how does that happen? How does $239 million just accidentally go to the Taliban unless you've given them money prior to that time? It's a legit question. I have lots of questions, you guys. I got questions. I need some answers.
And you should have all the questions, because this is absolutely ridiculous. But that is just a smattering of the issues that Trump needs to hammer her on.
Oh my God.
She has to answer for her terrible policies.
Yeah. If you're listening, Dawn, ask these questions.
I know you are.
I have questions.
Also, there are some ridiculous clips of Kamala coming out these days, including one on TikTok where she is talking about what she wants to do when she retires, which I would just like her to do right now.
Yeah, right now.
But here is her lifelong dream, apparently.
Okay, here's my thing. When I finally retire, I'm gonna have a small restaurant, and it's just gonna have like 3 items for like start, entree, dessert, and that's it. Really simple menu. And when the food for those things run out, then see you tomorrow. Close for the day.
Right.
That's gonna be it.
Okay. First of all, she's wasted.
She's right?
Totally wasted in that clip.
Okay,
man.
good. I thought I was the only one. I was like, she's drunk.
It's
clearly.
like just you may want to calm down on the Chardonnay, lady, because wow. And second of all, she's describing like a socialist cafe, which is apropos.
God.
You know, she's like, when we run out at 10 a.m. and we're just gonna shut down because okay, it's
listen.
apropos.
I'm all for it. Like, please go start that.
Do
restaurant
it now,
right now.
Do it now. Let's crowd. Well, we don't want to crowdfund because we already pay her. But I mean, like somebody just tell her. We could all tell her. Just go. Start the restaurant now.
We're all about it.
Do it in another country. We encourage you to do that. Go live your dream.
She and her emotional support governor visited a Georgia high school yesterday. These are seniors, I believe, or even if they're not, even if these are only freshmen, it doesn't matter because they are old enough to be talked to like mature people, right? Like young adults. And instead, because Kamala is useless when it comes to communication, she talked to them like this.
Our country is counting on you. All of you. You are leaders. By the very fact that you all are here in this room, doing what you do at this incredible school, doing it as one big team, understanding all of the different parts that fit together to create a team.
What a freaking psycho.
She never talks to children. Like she's
oh my god.
She never talks to children. She never talks to like young adults. She has no idea how to do this. She just doesn't know. Even
how to create the parts of a team.
I think even Walz was kind of like cringed out. I think
right. I noticed that too, that he was a little uncomfortable, it seemed like.
Yeah, I think he was like, this is not how you talk to teenagers, man. Have you ever been around a teenager? Like, we may want to like introduce you to one at some point.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you talk to toddlers. That's the same tone.
But she's done that too. And she's even weird talking to toddlers. But I mean, we've seen clips of her, like the scripted clips where she talks about space and stuff like that. And and even the young kids are like, you've never been around kids, have you? Like we know, we can tell. We're on to you.
God. Yikes. That big yikes. Speaking of big yikes, we've got a couple of celebrity opinions.
Can't wait.
Ben Stiller was, I guess, caught outside the DNC and was asked like his opinion of Kamala. And he actually said, without irony, that he's he's supportive of Kamala because we need change.
We need change.
I want to answer just a quick question why you came and what you like about Harris' platform.
Just very excited about moving forward. And,
very excited.
All the energy and excitement that's around this movement right now. So that's why I'm here, because it's time for change and it seems like it's happening.
You think she'll be able to sustain the momentum post-convention?
For sure.
You think the race is going to be close?
It's going to be close, but everybody's motivated to work and make it happen. So, and she and Tim Walz are just incredible candidates. All right.
Thank you, Ben.
Okay, man.
Yeah, it's change. It's change and maybe hope too, but change definitely. She's because she's not the incumbent. Oh wait. Is she? Because Ben Stiller doesn't know because he lives in Hollywood.
Well, I
and so
tweeted at him to let him know. So,
you did? You tweeted
Yeah,
him?
I did. I sent
Okay,
this
good.
video to him and I was like, hey, FYI, it seems you're unaware that Kamala currently is the vice president.
Oh,
so
good.
There is not going to be any change. It'll just be worse than the shit that we're already going through right
I'm
now.
so glad that you let him know because, the people in Hollywood, they don't know. They don't live in the real world. They don't live in America like we live in it. So I'm so glad that you let him know that she is, in fact, the vice president.
I'm here to help.
God bless you, Mock. So great.
Also, Sigourney Weaver, I just so embarrassed to share like a last name with her. She also became like utterly verklempt about the fact that maybe her role in strong female lead characters in movies somehow paved the way.
Oh my God, no.
For Kamala to run for president. I'm not making it up. She gets very, very emotional about it. And then in the next breath, listen closely. In the next breath, she also says, "Oh, I'm too weak to open up a bottle of water." So make that whole thing make sense.
Make it make sense.
To what extent movies, cinema can make it possible that a woman like Kamala Harris could become president of the United States?
I love that question.
The question is, I'm sorry.
Yes, I understand, but I love that question because we're all so excited about Kamala, and to
We're not
think
all
for
of us.
one moment that my work would have anything to do with her rise makes me very happy.
It doesn't.
actually, because it's true. I have so many women who come and thank me. Sorry, I need my vodka. See, I'm too weak to.
Oh my God. What just happened?
It's been difficult since 2016. And we're all
Really?
very
Has
grateful
it?
about her.
Has
We're
it been
all
difficult
very
for
grateful
you?
for her. Did you hear that at the end?
We're all very grateful. I'm not grateful. Are you guys grateful? And it's been difficult since 2016 for you. Are you kidding? Do you worry about paying for groceries and paying for gas and paying for college for your kids? Sigourney. Oh my God. I will say though, she looks pretty good for 74. I'm just going to.
Is she 74?
She's 74 years old, you guys.
Okay,
I guess,
yeah, she looks really good.
I don't know what kind of plastic surgery she's had, but they all make a pact with the devil or something. I'm unwilling to do that.
How they live. They literally are taken care of 24/7.
Evidence. Somebody opens her freaking water for her.
Well, she's too weak. She's strong enough to help Kamala rise to the presidency, but also too weak to open water.
She can't open her water, you guys. She can't open it. Yeah, somebody said it's the adrenochrome. I don't know what it is. I'm unwilling to do whatever it is they do, but 70.
You're not willing to do that. There's a
not
limit.
willing to do any of that. But man, 74. It's
my God.
So
impressive. Speaking of ridiculous Kamala supporters, you know how they've had all those Zoom calls for like your various
white dudes for Kamala,
right? Like whatever your ethnicity or your like sexuality, like all the different groups. So
transgender
now
furries for Kamala. Yeah, they have. Yeah,
they just had a Zoom call that Elizabeth Warren and other Democrat leaders showed up to for Swifties for Kamala. Not making this up. We have a few excerpts.
Swift has yet to endorse in the presidential race, but that does not mean the two campaigns aren't doing everything they can to win over her massive and young fan base. Swifties for Kamala hosted Democratic lawmakers on a kickoff call last night to speak about their anti-hero Donald Trump and their superstar Kamala Harris.
Players gonna play, 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 play. Haters gonna hate, 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 hate. Baby, I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. I shake it off, I shake it off.
You know how to be your most authentic, most joyful self.
Oh my
and
God.
that's what the Kamala Harris campaign is all about.
Instead of clowning about the release of Reputation Taylor's version, we should all be pounding on doors to get out the vote.
Don't pound on my door.
Taylor's music gives you that jolt, gives you that sense of community, which I know that it does for so many on here. Channel that.
Trump.
I cannot with these people. Oh my gosh, that old lady.
Right?
singing
I think
Taylor
it was
Swift.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe. That could have been one of the transgender furries So
that could have been a they person.
I wonder, and listen, we talked about Brittany Mahomes, who's one of her like friends, sort of, I guess, like
I think they're pretty tight.
They're pretty tight. And her husband plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. And it's going to be interesting to see how that relationship like works out over the next couple months, because she's tweeting more stuff. She's talking more openly about her support for Trump, which is I mean, I like that. That's good. More people
it's kind of ballsy.
It is ballsy. So bravo to her for being like, yeah, I don't like the dumpster fire around me, and I'm not going to just fall in line. So there's a little dichotomy there happening. I like it. I'm liking it.
Well, and just to remind everybody, we showed we've shown plenty of examples of how just absolutely ignorant Kamala voters are, and they have absolutely no idea why they support her. There's another little man on the street montage that we wanted to show you of, you just don't get dumber and more completely wrong than this.
Kamala.
I like her, and I'm a Democrat.
And why do you like her?
Because she will be a good female president, and I would love to have a good female president for the U.S.
And what do you think she'll do good for our country?
She'll actually help our country more than Donald Trump would do.
But how?
She is smart, and she's more reliable.
And what do you think are some exact things she'd do?
She'll do lower income and lower taxes.
So she'd lower everyone's income?
Yes.
Is that a good thing?
That is a good thing.
What do you think about Donald Trump?
Donald Trump is the worst president in the whole wide world.
How come?
Because he hurt the Capitol building and he started World War III.
Oh my God, that guy can't even keep a straight face. He's just like, the dumb is strong in this one, you guys. The dumb is strong. These people freaking vote. Listen, I know you guys are like this. We're gonna win this one, but this is why we don't have it in the bag. It's because of broads like that.
Was that a broad? That's also questionable.
Okay, because of furry transgenders like that. This is why we don't have it in the bag, you guys. She's going to lower our income. It's a great thing. It's great. She's like, yay, lower income. We're going to all be poor. We're going to all be poor. Woo! Yeah.
You can't make it up. You can't.
Nope, you can't.
All right. We need to thank some people. Becca T in South Carolina said, how do you give millions of humanitarian aid to a group who treats people so inhumanely? Well, yeah, that's a great question. And I don't have an answer for you because none of that makes even the tiniest bit of sense. Not even the tiniest bit. Michelle Hayes on Venmo said, my breast cancer is back and I'm having a double mastectomy this morning. Could you say some prayers and have some healing flaps or puppy slobbers today?
All the prayers, all of them.
You better bring out some flaps today, Missy.
I will try to. I'll try to bring some flaps in here. I'll just bring all the criminals in here at the end. Okay.
And then over here on YouTube, Emily Craig says, "Happy Friday Eve, Mock. Save the ear." Just kidding, maybe.
Everybody wants you to save that ear. It's so weird. I'll make fun of you forever and ever.
I mean, I'm just thinking about it. I'm not going to do it.
She's going to do it. She's totally going to do it, you guys. She's so going to save her dead dog's ears, what she's going to do.
Thinking about it.
Her
and
purse.
I probably won't.
She's going to put it in a Ziploc bag in her purse. She's going to be that old woman and she's going to rub it. She's going to be like 80 years old and people are going to be like, what are you rubbing? It's nothing. It's nothing.
It's nothing. It's my favorite piece of fabric. Anastasia 63 says, I love listening to Lex's long form chats at work. She's talking about Lex Fridman. Yeah. He's amazing. His podcast is awesome. Penny Purdue, thank you. She says, I don't know if you're still sponsored by them, but can you give the olive oil company information, please? I love you, chicks. So glad to have you in my mornings. Yes, check out chicksloveoliveoil.com. chicksloveoliveoil.com.
So good.
Oh my God, I've been using that cooking all of my HomeChef meals. I've been using all of the olive oil.
The good stuff.
The photo and the story, thank you. They say Carrie Lake talked her way to loss to a miserable person. Talked her way to to loss to a miserable person who hoards domesticated felines. Herschel Walker was supremely unqualified and can't talk. Yeah, and these were our choices. And who supported those people in the primaries? Donald Trump. Not always a great judge of character. Just saying. And it's not an opinion at this point. The evidence is right in front of all of us. Curio23 says, Daisy, you should be a kintsugi repair kit for the mug.
Yes, the mug that was broken yesterday from Shelly. I looked that up, and it's like a Japanese repair system that you use, like silver and gold and stuff like that. I will look into that. Thank you for the suggestion. Yes.
Shannon Pope says, our best friend's son was 90 feet from that. I'm not sure from that explosion. He lost friends that day, and he knows exactly who was responsible for that disaster. Oh, like in Afghanistan, your best friend's son was 90 feet from that explosion?
Oh, my God.
Wow. That is amazing. Chasing Grace says, remember when Kamala said, I'll debate Trump anywhere, anytime? What happened? She got scared. Yep.
Yeah, she's always been scared.
Karen Elliott says, if she says, I'm speaking, he needs to calmly say into the mic, then say something about the issue and just leave it sit there. Mike Pence very nicely tried to do that. Did not get him anywhere. Trump, I think, would be much better at it. But I'm kind of just hoping that there's muted mics, honestly. That's just my take. Teresa Raimundo says, maybe they can send a few of the 87,000 IRS agents to the Taliban headquarters to do an audit. Volunteers, anyone?
Oh, my God.
Reva Henry says, Daisy, they knew they were giving that money to Afghanistan and the Taliban. I was a budget financial analyst for the government for 30 years. That is no accident.
I believe.
What the hell?
I believe it. Yeah, we're paying for terrorism.
God.
Yeah.
Robin Zecca says, just asking for prayers. I just had super big leg surgery and need help with healing and pain. My leg looks like Home Depot. Like Home Depot?
Home Depot is okay.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
It looks like Home Depot.
I mean, I like Home Depot. You know,
like, does it look like it was put together by Home Depot? Like,
right.
Does it just have a lot of parts now?
Yeah.
I don't know how to take
or
that.
Is it orange?
Julie Wolf says that old lady singing Taylor Swift was Carole King, the legendary singer.
No. Get out.
Oh my God. I saw that it said Carol K, but I thought there's no way. That was her.
Oh my God. I just called her a furry transgender. I didn't know. I didn't know, you guys. I didn't know.
I mean,
we didn't know what we didn't
know. Okay. Well, thank you for that intel. Because
we
picked up on that and we did
Appreciate it. Yeah, she has not aged as well as Sigourney. Just putting that out there.
No, she has not. Holy crap. Some good news on the student loan front, and I'll let Jesse Waters explain.
Fox News alert, the Supreme Court just froze Biden's billion-dollar student loan bailout. The bailout was supposed to bribe young voters to vote for the Harris-Biden campaign, but the Supreme Court says bribing voters before an election won't work. Who would have thought? But the Harris-Biden White House won't give up on college bribes. They might have a few tricks up their sleeves, so we're going to keep you updated.
They just keep doing that. They keep batting him down. It's just batting him down, you know? It's just like, he's like, but I can do it. No, you can't. Like, God.
He's like that cat with Nancy Pelosi yesterday.
Right. Can you not learn, dude? No, he's not going to learn.
Can you not follow the actual freaking law, which is your job?
Well, I mean, no one's above the law except him.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And speaking of being above the law, all this nonsense about Trump and the indictments and all of the nonsense that took place yesterday with the fresh superseding indictments. Tom Elliott pointed out how ridiculous it is that anybody accuses Trump of election interference. Here's the tweet. He said, Trump's once again being indicted for trying to affect the outcome of the 2020 election. But as a reminder, here's how the corporate media flooded the zone on the eve of Election Day with disinformation about the Biden's corruption, helping ensure his victory. And this montage is something else. It's right here.
Go ahead.
No, I probably best I don't.
I'm
obviously, we're not going with the New York Post story right now on Hunter Biden.
This is really one of the stupidest October surprises I've ever seen.
It helps to really view this as storytelling, not so much as news coverage, but as political entertainment.
NPR explained, we don't want to waste our time on stories that are not really stories.
Who even thought to make that story up?
It's a story that many intelligence experts say has all the hallmarks of a foreign interference campaign.
It looks like it's tied to Vladimir Putin in Moscow.
This is a Russian intelligence disinformation campaign.
Foreign intelligence operation.
Foreign intelligence operation.
Russian intelligence.
Rudy Giuliani was not fed passively Russian disinformation. He ordered it off the menu.
This is a classic example of the right-wing media machine.
And he's in the midst of a scandal.
He's not.
And he's taking... Of course he is, Leslie.
We should note Hunter Biden isn't running for president. That argument has been debunked.
There is no evidence that Joe Biden did anything wrong.
For all we know, these emails are made up.
It just lacks credibility.
Okay, I would love if you guys would start doing that digging and start doing that verification.
No, we're not going to do your work for you.
Character matters. It matters. Telling the truth matters. Being a good person matters.
I don't know why I'm crying.
Oh my God, that's my favorite banjo. I've never seen the crying. That's so
we
great.
played it. We played it when that happened.
Oh my God,
You blocked it out.
I blocked that out because he's such a wuss. I'm sorry. I just beta males. I blocked them out. Apparently, that was awesome. Oh my God. But listen, we're the ones who do all the terrible things. And like the mainstream media, they're not in bed with Democrats at all, you guys. Not at all.
I don't know where you would get that idea.
If you believe anything these people say, I can't help you. I can't. At this point, after COVID, after all that stuff that we've been through over the past, 6-7 years, they lie. They lie all the time. I don't believe a word these people say. Not one word.
You shouldn't. You don't hate them enough. As much as you hate them, they'll never ever be enough.
Them. They're like the devil incarnate. They're awful.
And some good news in the world of alternative media. Megyn Kelly, I guess her YouTube stats have exceeded like NBC and some other, and like CNN combined or something. Like she is a freaking rock star in journalism. And when you consider how banished she was from mainstream media, it's just such a stick in the eye to all of those like traditional news sources. I love it. I love that she's had this level of success. And what makes it so great is that she can say stuff that's like not even about news and it will go completely viral because of who she is. And one of those things, here's an example of it. She went after Caitlin Collins for being boring.
It's my favorite.
It's just the best clip ever watched.
Right. But she's only a star with leftists. And the fact that she has some roots in Alabama does not make her a fair and balanced reporter. I will submit to the record, her biggest sin is not that she is biased, though she is. It's that she's boring. She's extremely boring with no personality. I have a pro tip for her. Smile. Try smiling every once in a while. Try not to be like in your delivery, such a cold-hearted all the time, because it gives people nothing to bond to. You can be a tough interviewer and also have some warmth.
Yeah.
She's so right.
Listen, it's good advice. She should take it.
I would take any advice, literally.
From Megyn Kelly, I would too. So, I mean, it's not even mean. I know people are like, this is so mean. She's being a mean. No, she's actually giving her valuable career advice. She should take it. And you know what else? Listen, I know I'm not one to dole out advice because we're nobodies, but Nicole Wallace should take the pull out of her ass. Like,
well, but did you see her smiley face when Biden was on? Like she was just like almost drooling.
But a lot of these chicks on those programs have giant poles shoved up their buttholes. You know what I mean? And they should probably have them like surgically removed. You know, because they are like just implanted with poles up their butts. And I totally agree with on the Caitlyn thing. Absolutely 100% agree. She's just so personalityless.
Yeah. And then, I mean, the smiling thing, like, I don't even know how that would work because she doesn't have a top lip. And so like, how does that even work?
Yeah. But, and I've never seen her smile and I've never seen her be warm.
Oh, I don't think she has that in her. Is she married?
Yeah. Oh God, I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, you would never, we don't look at her in that way, right?
Yeah.
Because she doesn't have any warmth to her. So I would just imagine that, no, I would think of that she's probably asexual. I don't know. I don't know. Cause she's like a droid.
Anyway, way to go, Megyn. Cause
I think it's great. I know. I love Megyn. I love that she's successful too. I just love her. And she's always been so nice to us.
Yeah, she has been awesome to us.
Yeah, she has. Even like back in the radio days, she's always been lovely to us. And I love that about her because there's so many people in this industry that just suck. And she's not one of those people.
Oh my God.
She's successful and nice. And I love that.
And if you haven't watched our interview of her, when was that? It was like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, maybe something like that. Make sure to look for that. Just do a search on our YouTube or whatever for Megyn Kelly's name.
I think
you'll find it. It was a great interview.
I think it was at the beginning of the year, actually.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, I think it was longer ago. We just have no concept of time now. But yeah, I think it was close to the beginning. It was like around January.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, look for that because it was a really good one. All right. It's time to do a schlong. And today's schlong is about work ethic and
this was so
the
great.
lack of it.
Oh my God. Mock sent this to me and I was like, you got to be kidding me with this.
This like hurt especially hard coming from the world of HR as I did years and years ago. So this woman decided to video record herself being fired over the phone by HR from whatever her job is. And at first you think, okay, well, like maybe HR is being too rough on her, but then you quickly realize, no, they're being not nearly rough enough. Watch.
Yeah. Hi, Tatiana. This is Shelly from HR.
From HR, okay. No, I don't remember you, but what's going on?
Well, we had
She doesn't remember.
a discussion a couple weeks ago about your absenteeism and tardiness.
Okay.
Do you know what time you have to be clocked in at work?
6 o'clock.
Yeah, 6 a.m.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, on 7/18, you clocked in at 6:12.
Wow.
We had a discussion about that.
12 minutes.
Yeah, but you know they're waiting on you to be there, clocked in and ready to work at 6.
Okay. Okay.
So your employment is really going to be terminated as of today because also on 7/28 you clocked in at 6:21.
21 minutes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
21 minutes of company time.
But I still work though. Like I still like.
Oh my God.
Why didn't y'all tell me that today when I was just at work?
Because I handle all the HR, so they wanted me to call you because we had that discussion, remember, about...
And that was the day that I let my... all right, keep going.
So you were also on 8/8, you clocked in at, like, 6:32.
That was it. Okay, so I let my cousin use my car the night before, and...
Oh my God.
He didn't bring it. He overslept or something. He didn't bring it back till the morning. So, like, I still made it, though.
Literally, like, 9 days after we talked. So, and then on 8/12, you just did a no-call, no-show.
That was my birthday. August 12th, that's my birthday.
Oh my God.
I already told you.
Request that day off work, though.
But y'all know, that's my birthday, though. I'm not.
Birthday.
No, that's fine. All right. Okay.
Everyone works on their birthday. Even I work
This
on my
thing.
birthday.
What's that?
Y'all too grown for me.
Too grown.
Well, unfortunately, I just need you to turn your keys in. And your
I'll be there tomorrow, because that's crazy. That's crazy.
She's genuinely perplexed.
No.
She's like, I'm coming into work tomorrow. No, you don't need to come into work. Just turn in your crap. She's like, oh, I'll be there tomorrow. And they're going to be like, no, you're going to have to take your stapler and go to the basement because you don't work here anymore. We're not paying you.
Is it possible that that's fake? Like
No,
that was all made up?
I don't think it's fake. Because listen, I see a lot of stuff like this on social media where this, like, the younger generation is mad at boomers and mad at Gen X for like putting them in a position that they have to work 8 hours a day and putting them in a position where they have to work 40 hours a week. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Some of us worked 3 jobs at a time and they're mad because they can't afford things. And I get it. The economy sucks, but like, I just, there is a level of entitlement that is so rampant. It's a cancer. It's so rampant. And we've seen it for the past 15 years or more, and I see it in millennials. I see it in the Gen Zers. There's just it's not everybody. I'm not saying that all young people are like that, but a lot of them are. And they just have this chip on their shoulder that they shouldn't have to work so hard, and they should have a corner office. They should have a BMW. They should be able to buy their Starbucks every day and get their nails done. Like she had those cost money. Yeah. They should have all those things, and they should be able to pay for it. And they should have all this and just only work like when they want to work. I mean, she shouldn't have to work on her birthday. Are you kidding?
And she didn't bother to tell anybody. She just expected that they would know since it's her birthday. Obviously, she's not going to be there. I mean, what? It's just freaking crazy. And then the fact that she's she's like, well, my cousin didn't get me my card. So what? That has literally nothing to do with whether or not you were on time and how that matters to the company. You are still late, and you can't continue to be late.
How is that the company's problem? Right. I
remember a couple months ago, we showed the video of the chick who was like genuinely bawling, saying, I need to have special accommodations for my time blindness. Remember?
Yes.
I mean, these people, I could never be in HR today having to deal with this bullshit and all the pronoun. I could never.
No, you couldn't. You could definitely not be in HR. You would be fired. I would be fired
immediately.
Right. Because you couldn't deal, because you would be mean to the people, I'm pretty sure. You would be mean because you would be honest with the people. Yeah. And so that in turn would be mean somehow. I don't know how people do it because they have to put it, and there's so much crap in HR that you didn't have to deal with.
Oh my God. And the before times, like the worst thing I ever had to deal with was managing the affirmative action reporting to the government.
Yeah.
And I always got super pissed off about it every single year.
Yeah.
But like, I never had to deal with like pronoun nonsense and all this diversity craziness. I would have never made it. I would have never made it.
Yeah.
And I spent 20 years in that job, in that profession.
I know. It's a long time. I know. But I do look at a lot of these younger people today, and it's different than when, I remember just feeling so grateful that I had a job or a couple jobs. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was grateful. And I knew that when I worked for other people, because now we pretty much work for ourselves, but when you work for other people, it's their company. You're there on, it's like they're paying you to be there. Right. So you go out of your way to be early, oh my God, not just on time, but you get there early and you're there and you represent them. And so you dress for the job, you make sure that you're, I remember when
it's not like that anymore. It's just not.
I remember I worked corporate for so long that when we got into radio, we had a running joke because our program director, when we first got there, I was so conditioned as a corporate person that I would laugh about it with our program director because I was like Morgan Freeman in Shawshank. I would be like, permission to pee, boss. I was so like, you know what I mean? I didn't even use, because I worked in pharma for a long time. We couldn't use whiteout, like the whiteout. There are certain things that I couldn't do in certain corporate environments that when I got into radio was like being in a frat house. And so I had to sort of unlearn all of those things. I just, there are certain environments that you're in where, you kind of play that role. And I don't think that young people are willing to do that. They're not willing to kind of go the extra mile or willing to put in extra work, or even if you're on a salary and you're supposed to be there from 8 to 5, sometimes you stay until 8 o'clock at night and you get the job done. And I don't think a lot of kids are willing to do that now, They don't want to. And so
remember how like when we first started in radio, we also like dressed up. We got there hours and hours and hours early. And by the end, I could barely be dressed. Like I would wear pajamas to work.
By our 8th year, she was in like sweats and pajamas like every day. And when we first started, we were like dressed to the nines. Yeah.
We didn't wear hose, but we were close, man.
Oh yeah. We were wearing skirts and cute like outfits every day. I know. It's so funny how that worked. And then we were like, oh my God, we're at a frat house. What does it matter? We had like stains on our shirts. Nobody cared. Yeah, it's so funny. Oh my God. And now look at us. Look at us now.
Look at us. Yeah, and I do have PJs.
I was going to say, Mock doesn't even have pants on. It's amazing. She actually has pants on today. Yeah. So yeah.
All right, let's get to your DD.
I love this story. I just saw this and I thought it was cute. Bro code is real, and I love it, and I just love this story.
Hello, Mr. Leo. You good? My wife wants me to cut grass, and I don't want to do it. Can I hide in your house for a little bit? You want to hide from your wife? Are you being serious right now? Absolutely. There's beers in the fridge, too, if you want something. Thank you, thank you.
Hi, David. Have you seen my husband?
I haven't, no.
Cops is looking for him.
What?
Cops.
Cops are looking for him?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'll let you know if I see him. I haven't seen him. Hey, officer, can I help you?
Hey, how you doing, bud?
What's up? What's going on?
I need to talk to your neighbor, Leo. The neighbor said he was over at your house.
Who told you that? I'm just confused. What's going on? You know, is like he's in trouble?
I'm just trying to give this man his wallet back. He left it at the grocery store.
Wait, what?
He came running over here and he was like, hey, can you hide me from my wife? She wants me to cut the grass. I thought I had a felon in my house, so I don't want to rat him out, you know what I'm saying? How you doing, sir?
Yes, sir.
You just left your wallet at the grocery store. Come out, man, you're good.
Oh my God.
I was coming up closer to you and you kept running away from me. Did you do something?
No.
I got a new bottle of Macallan. You want to tell me some stories?
Yes.
You gonna tell your wife? Yeah, right. Come on.
I mean, can you even? Is that not the cutest? I thought that was so cute. That guy was willing to like harbor him. You know what I mean? He was like, listen, you just want to get away from your wife. And he was like, what did he do with this old man?
And then he's like worried that he's got some serial killer in his house or something.
I know. I thought that was the cutest thing. I thought that really was. But it's cute that he like comes across the street to like get away because he doesn't want to like mow the lawn and stuff. So cute.
That is precious.
Bro
so
code.
we talked about the Swifties for Kamala earlier.
Yeah.
I saw this TikTok of a woman who perfectly summarizes literally every Taylor Swift song ever. And this is what they all sound like. I didn't even realize it until I saw this video.
It was perfect. It was you and me, hand in hand like slow motion in the movies. I braid my hair just because I can. We stay up late and throw glitter in the air. Let's dance in the sun, 'cause we're wild and we're free. Dance in the moonlight while kissing in the ocean. I can see you in my dreams. Let's go get some ice cream and we'll stay up late again. Throw more glitter in the air.
It's basically that's accurate.
Every Taylor Swift
that is
song
so accurate. Yeah, you don't have to listen to it all the time. I got teenage girls at my house.
Oh
so
my God.
That's what it all sounds like. It's true.
Who are we talking about that had big balls earlier?
JD Vance, does he have big balls? Who has big balls, you guys?
I don't know. We talked about it. We said balls today. I know more than once.
Did we?
Was it
Who
Megyn?
Megyn has huge balls.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that spirit,
Trump has balls.
He does.
A lot of balls today.
A lot of balls. I don't know how y'all walk around with those things, but especially if you are this fella. Because these are
now we're gonna feed the boss.
Oh God, this pig. He's gonna have huge balls.
Oh my God. You guys. God.
Bless his heart. That, I mean, he's got to sit on those.
How does that even work?
He looks like Coda. He's like Coda. Coda has, well, actually, Cash had the biggest ones. People would come over to our house and marvel at the size of Cash's balls. And my husband would be like, so proud.
I mean, that's just a lot.
It is
guys.
a lot.
That's
It's
a
a
lot
lot
to carry around and swim.
It is. It's a lot.
I don't know about that. All right, I have cats for you. 2 cats today.
Yay!
The first cat, because cats, you don't bathe them because they are self-cleaning, and
but
they
people
are notorious. I know they do, and I think that's crazy. Like I had a cat for 20 years. I didn't bathe her a single solitary time.
All right. Okay.
And they don't like it. Typically, cats do not like water. And they also are fastidious. Like that's why cats are so easily trained to go to litter boxes because they don't want to have their messes anywhere except for a very specific place, right?
Okay. All right.
They're
That's good to know.
very, very tidy. Very tidy. They're constantly grooming. They like to be clean. They don't like a mess, but I've never seen a cat be so tidy that they won't even keep their legs on the ground when they're going poop. This is amazing. Watch.
Oh my God.
How does he even do that?
He doesn't want to be in the grass.
He didn't want any chance of that poop touching his fur. So he hoisted up his legs.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Never seen
that. Is awesome. If he could just teach my dogs to do that, that would be great.
And then this cat, you know how they make biscuits? Like
yeah.
Okay, so this cat, this is the sweetest little masseuse of all time.
Oh my gosh. I cannot.
Am I interrupting something, Mittens?
Oh my God. How old is that little kid?
I mean, probably not even 1.
Can I help you? Oh my God.
It was me.
That is adorable. That is so adorable. I mean, do they do that a lot to people? Do cats do that a lot? They do?
Blankets, like, or if you're covered with a blanket, they'll really start making the biscuits on. Yeah,
oh God, I love this.
Yeah, they do it a lot.
I love it. It's fantastic.
And then we're going to close out with the most precious dog, a dog getting a bath. And this is like ASMR. It's not even just your normal dog bath. This is a spa day for this dog. And I just love how compliant this dog is. Just watch this.
Oh my, look at his face. His little butt. Oh my God. He loves it.
He loves it. He's so good.
He actually really likes this.
I know.
Maybe one of those sprayers. What a sweet boy. Oh, look at you. Oh my God.
That's probably coat defense bomb.
I was just going to say, I hope it's coat defense. It's so good. My dogs would just be running around like wild lunatics. I don't brush my dog's teeth. Do you guys do this?
My dog never sits still for this.
Oh my gosh, cutting nails. I have to literally lay on top of Coda, and then we have to give him peanut butter, and then my husband can cut his nails. It's out of control.
What a good boy.
What a sweet angel he is. Such a good boy.
Look at him.
Oh my God, he has jammies. Are you kidding? It's a girl. It's got to be a girl.
Yeah, you're probably right.
He's putting pink on her. Oh my God.
Best day ever, man. Best day ever for that dog.
Dogs are so spoiled. They're so spoiled.
So spoiled. All right, we got some thank yous. Randy Craig says, Mock, you can actually make yarn from Ella's fur. It gets washed and spun. You can make a sweater or scarf. Seriously.
You guys quit giving her ideas. Stop. Just stop doing this. She's going to.
I'm not going to do it. I'm just thinking about it.
She's going to do it, you guys. She's going to do it.
Uriel Gonzalez says, I remember when the Human Resources Department used to be called the Personnel Department. Yeah, when I wanted to take HR as a major in college, it was called Personnel back in the day because that's how old I am. And they also didn't even offer it as a major. I had to take I did a psych major because that was the closest thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it used to be Personnel. My first job, my business card read Personnel Coordinator. That was my first job.
She was really good at it, you guys. She was really good.
Dolly Duck says, with regard to the work ethic of young people, I saw a guy blaming boomers for him not being able to get a good job because we won't retire.
Right.
Blame that on freaking Kamala.
Yeah, I see a lot of young kids blaming everything on boomers. And it's like, can you just not?
And she goes on to say, on a separate note, my 29-year-old autistic son has a full-time job that he loves. He clocks in at exactly 7 a.m. and out at exactly 3 p.m. His employers love him.
I love that. That's awesome.
And then SD Latte said, so is Kamala going to give us money back for unrealized losses? Just saying.
This is the thing. Like the $200-something million, that's a loss. Do we get any of that back?
Yeah. Where's the refund?
And you know, like Rand Paul comes out with that list of all the waste that government has every single year. What about all that loss?
Yeah.
Again.
Christina says, I have a kitty that enjoys making biscuits on Squishmallows a little too much. What is a Squishmallow?
Oh my gosh, my daughter has Squishmallows.
What is
they're
that?
Like, they look like pillows, but they're animals, but in the shape of like these pillows. I'll have to show you one at some point.
Okay.
Yeah, they're cute.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for all of the super stickers. Appreciate it as always.
Are we bringing it in?
Oh, well, yes. Let's bring it in because I have a couple gifts.
You have gifts? Okay.
And I think you do too, right?
I do? No, I don't. I just have one.
Okay.
It was a gift. It was from Joy. You guys, you know how we talked about grape nuts the other day? She sent me a box of grape nuts.
She too sent me a box of grape nuts.
You guys.
I didn't even know they still existed.
I didn't either. I'm going to have to try some today. Oh my gosh.
And then also from Kathy Mills Burns, she sent the cutest t-shirt. I love the army green color so much. And I love V-necks and I love raccoons. This combines all three things.
How cute is that?
It's so
is it one of those Life is Good shirts? I love the Life is Good shirt.
Yes. And it says at the bottom, every little thing gonna be all right.
So cute.
So cute. I love this t-shirt.
Super sweet.
I love this t-shirt. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you, thank you.
So cute. Okay. Do I need to get a dog?
Yeah, you really do.
Okay, hold on.
Because I mean, yeah. She's gonna get somebody to flap. And if they don't flap, they'll slobber and it'll be almost as good. You guys are always so generous. Thank you very much. And please support our sponsors.
I don't know.
It's the best way to support us. Oh, look at it's Coda.
It's Coda. He's going to come here. Come here. Okay. Say hello.
Okay.
Okay.
You can do this. Okay. You can do this.
Come here.
You can do it.
I don't think he's going to flap. He's just going to, there's so much stuff on me. Oh my gosh. You guys, my daughter had a little get together on Sunday. And one of her friends, she walked in the door and Coda just slimed her. Oh, and I was like, honey, do you want me to, you're going to be here for like 4 hours. You want me to just wash your shirt? And she was like, no, I'm fine. She was so darling. She was like, I'm fine. I'm like, you're not fine. Like that is, that is disgusting. And I'm sorry. Like, this is what happens when you come into my house. He mauls you. It's like Turner and Hooch on steroids. It's so gross. He's gross. We love him, but he's a criminal and he's gross. You guys, everybody have a wonderful day, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Bye, y'all.